The essence of negotiable instrument is its negotiability, meaning its transferability from one person to another. Today we're going to start with chapter 3 of title 1, and that deals with negotiation. Let us start with section 30. What constitutes negotiation? An instrument is negotiated when it is transferred from one person to another in such a manner as to constitute the transferee a holder thereof. So what is the objective of negotiating the negotiable instrument? To make the transferee a holder thereof. If it is payable to bearer, it is negotiated by delivery. Take note of that. If the instrument is payable to bearer, which we have studied before, no? When is the instrument payable to bearer? Then it is negotiated by mere delivery. But if it is payable to order, it is negotiated by endorsement and completed by delivery. Okay? So take note of that in section 30. Three concepts here, class. What is the objective of negotiation? To make the transferee a holder. That is the first. Second is that when you negotiate an instrument payable to bearer, all you have to do is to deliver. Okay? And number three is that if the instrument is payable to order, how will you negotiate? You have to endorse it and deliver. Okay? So those are the points that you have to remember under section 30. Now, before we proceed, class, I would like you to understand or to know the use of the different terms issue and negotiation. What is an assignment? What is an issue? An issue is the first delivery of the instrument complete in form to a person who takes it as a holder. Ibig sabihin, when the maker makes an instrument and delivers it to the payee, that is what we call issuance. No? When the payee eventually transfers it to another person, that is called endorsement. Okay? So, issue, that is called negotiation. I'm sorry. So, first from the maker to the payee, that is issue. From the payee to another party, no, from the payee to another party in the course of with the objective of making that other party as a holder thereof, you call that one negotiation. And negotiation could be done if it is an instrument payable to bearer by mere delivery, but if the instrument is payable to order by endorsement completed by delivery. So issue and negotiation. Issue is the term you use when the maker makes the instrument and gives it to the payee, or the drawer makes an instrument and gives it to the payee. Okay? But if eventually the payee transfers it to another person, or the payee transfers it to another person also in a bill of exchange, then that's what we call negotiation. A negotiation may either be by mere delivery or by endorsement completed by delivery, depending if it is a bearer or an order instrument. Take note of that. Okay? So we have defined negotiation. We have defined also the different methods of negotiation, either by mere delivery or endorsement completed by delivery. As always, class, delivery is very important, no? Because it completes the negotiation, and it's the end point to make the transferee a holder thereof. Okay? By the way, what is assignment? Ang assignment, class, is a term used not in negotiable instruments but in any other instrument. Assignment involves a transfer of right under contract. Note that a transfer of a non-negotiable instrument always constitutes assignment. So when you transfer an instrument from one person to another, that an instrument that is not negotiable, you don't call it negotiation, but you call it assignment. So issue, negotiation, and assignment. You should know the difference among these three. Okay? So yan. Endorsement, how made, section 31. An endorsement must be written on the instrument itself or upon a paper attached thereto. The signature of the endorser without additional words is sufficient endorsement. By the way, when will you endorse and deliver? If the instrument is an order instrument. And you know when an instrument is an order instrument, we have discussed that already. No? If it is an order instrument, you endorse and deliver, and what constitutes endorsement? You just sign the instrument. You sign the instrument itself or upon a paper attached thereto. What you call the paper attached thereto? Along. The signature of the endorser without additional words is a sufficient endorsement. Okay? So place is of endorsement. Where will you endorse it? No? On the instrument itself or on an additional paper called the along. Endorsement must be for the entire instrument and that is dealt with by Section 32. The endorsement must be an endorsement of the entire instrument. An endorsement which purports to transfer to the endorsee part of the amount of which purports to transfer the instrument to two or more endorsees severally does not operate negotiation of the instrument. So in order to constitute complete negotiation, the endorsement should be of the entire instrument. But when the instrument has been paid in part, it may be endorsed as to the residue. Value of the instrument is 10,000. You have to endorse the entire instrument in order, the entire value in order for it to constitute as a complete negotiation. But if, let us say, part of the 10,000 was paid, let's say 3,000 was paid, the remaining unpaid is 7,000, you can still negotiate it. So when you negotiate the 7,000, no, when you negotiate the 7,000 unpaid, the presumption there is that it is still a complete negotiation because it was partially paid. So if there is no partial payment, you negotiate the entire instrument. But if there is partial payment, partial of which was already terminated, the remaining value which is not terminated, you should endorse it. And when you endorse it totally. Okay? So partial endorse, that is yung second mode na sinabi ko na nabayaran ng 3,000, 7,000 na lang ang naiwan, that is called the partial endorsement. No? It's only in that kind. No? Section 33 kinds of endorsement. No? You have to know this. No? As to the methods of negotiation, special, then blank. As to the kind of title transfer, restrictive and non-restrictive. Number 3, as to the scope, you have qualified or unqualified. As to the presence or absence of limitation, conditional or unconditional. As to the other kinds of endorsement, you have joint, successive, irregular, and facultative. We will discuss these different types of endorsement class in our next video, no? Kasi medyo mahaba to. But what are the things that you should remember in this discussion? First is that what constitutes negotiation? What is the objective of negotiation? It is to make the transferee a holder of the instrument. And how will you negotiate? It would depend if it is a bearer instrument or an order instrument. If it is a bearer instrument, then you just deliver. If it is an order instrument, you endorse and you deliver. You endorse and you deliver. Where do you endorse? On the instrument itself or on another piece of paper which is attached to the main instrument called the along. You have to know also the terms used when you say issue, that is the first transfer from the maker or the drawer to the payee. But when the payee eventually transfers it to another person, that is what we call negotiation. We have another term which is assignment. Assignment is not used in negotiable instruments. That is used for non-negotiable instruments in ordinary contract. Therefore, if in an ordinary contract, you transfer your rights to another person, we call that one assignment. Okay? So, yan ang dapat niyo maalaala dito. Now, next video, another one. When you endorse the entire instrument. But if the instrument is partially paid, then you could endorse the unpaid portion. That is the partial endorsement that is allowed. Okay? So, next meeting, we will discuss the different classifications of endorsement. Have a good day, class.